Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Karen.
And I'm Matt. Today we're looking at exploring the Tamsui River Mangrove Conservation Area.
Ooh, so we're looking at Tamsui today. I love going to Tamsui, especially the old street where you can buy a lot of street food, a lot of snack, and play some games.
Oh, I like the old street on a weekday, but anytime I go there on a weekend, there's way too many people.
You're right, it's very, very crowded because a lot of local Taiwanese like to go there, as well as tourists. You see a lot of tourists in the Tamsui area. But we're talking about Tamsui River Mangrove Conservation Area. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I often like to ride a U-bike from my house to Tamsui.
Okay.
So there's a bike path that goes all the way along the river.
How long does it take from your home to Tamsui?
About an hour and a half.
Ooh, okay.
But on the way, as you get close to Tamsui, you pass this mangrove conservation area.
Okay. I'm not too familiar with this area. Is it very pretty or is it very crowded?
It's not very crowded because I think a lot of people might not know about it because you kind of have to go onto where the bike path is in order to access this area.
Oh, I just stay where the food is. So I never really go there.
It's not even, I don't think you might not even walk from Tamsui Old Street. It's a little bit far from there.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's another thing to check out next time I go to Tamsui.
That's right. You should check it out and you should ride a bike from your house to Tamsui.
That's a little bit too far. Okay, but let's learn about it today in our article.
If you have ever traveled on the red MRT line between Taipei and Tamsui, you may have looked out the window and seen trees growing along the nearest bank of the river. Unlike trees in other forests, these seem to be growing out of the water itself. That's because they are mangroves, special trees that often grow in areas where rivers and seas mix together. These mangroves provide useful benefits, such as protection against flooding. They also remove pollutants from nearby water and capture CO2 from the atmosphere.
So we're checking out our lesson today, and it's called Exploring the Tamsui River Mangrove Conservation Area, and which is probably something you know more about.
I might because I've seen it many times.
All right.
If you have ever traveled on the red MRT line between Taipei and Tamsui, you may have looked out the window and seen trees growing along the nearest bank of the river.
Ah, okay. Have you seen that?
Yeah, as you get closer to Tamsui, you can look out, if you're going towards Tamsui, you look out the left side and you'll see, so...
You even know which side.
I know which side of the river. Yeah, so around Hongshu Lin is where the mangrove forests are.
Okay. Unlike trees in other forests, these seem to be growing out of the water itself. That's because they are mangroves, special trees that often grow in areas where rivers and seas mix together. Oh, I guess I have never really paid attention. So if I really want to check it out, I can just take the MRT from Taipei to Tamsui and look out the window, then I can see mangroves.
You can see them, but you're not going to get the full experience of having the mangroves around you.
Okay. Teach me more.
These mangroves provide useful benefits, such as protection against flooding. They also remove pollutants from nearby water and capture CO2 from the atmosphere.
Wow, so these trees sound like they're really helpful and they're really good for our earth, right?
Many benefits that they provide.
Exactly. Okay, so we're looking at this word here, capture. And to capture, that is a verb. It just means to grab, trap, or take something that doesn't want to be grabbed, trapped, or taken. So for example, scientists are working on new technologies that can capture CO2 from the air. Ah, that can take CO2 from the air.
Or from the atmosphere.
Ah.
So the atmosphere is the layer of gases that surround a planet. In this case, when we just say the atmosphere, we're talking about the layer of gases that surround our planet Earth. So for example, burning oil and coal has a negative impact on the atmosphere.
That's right. And we don't want to have negative impacts on the atmosphere, right?
So there are certain gases, such as CO2, which was mentioned, which can cause damage to the atmosphere. So will make the atmosphere not as effective at, blocking out harmful or bad rays from the sun. So as our atmosphere gets damaged, it can cause things like global warming, which is something we very much want to stop or, reduce as much as we can.
That's right.
So we need more mangroves.
Ah, so they are very good for our planet. Okay, how about let's take a quick break and we'll be back to learn more about mangroves. Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要跟着课文一起去探索淡水河红树林自然保留区。如果你曾经搭过台北和淡水之间的捷运红线，往窗外看的时候，你可能有看到沿着河岸生长着树木。那这些树木似乎是自己从水中生长出来的，那就是红树林。它们通常生长在河流和海洋混合的地区。那红树林它提供了有用的好处，像是可以防洪、去除附近水中的污染物，还有捕获大气中的二氧化碳。好，单字 capture 是动词，表示捕获、捕捉。Atmosphere 则是指大气、大气层，或者是指特定场所的空气。那么补充单字 pollutant， 它是指污染物或是污染源。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。这边我们来学习 may have 加 pp 或是 might have 加 pp， 这是表达可能怎么样怎么样，用来表示对过去事件的推测。那么 might 所表达的可能性比 may 来得低。举例来说 ，Ian was supposed to be here 20 minutes ago.He might have been delayed by traffic. Ian 原本应该20分钟前就要到这里了，他可能因为交通而耽搁了。好，那接回课文中。
The Tamsui River Mangrove Conservation Area is roughly 76 hectares large.Since 1986, it has been legally protected as a home for local nature. Nowadays, the conservation area has not only a wealth of mangroves, but also a wide range of animals, such as oysters, mud skippers, and snipes. There are even over 30 species of crab. Although the forest is often flooded, raised platforms allow visitors to walk through it and experience this unique natural environment for themselves.However, visitors should make sure they don't litter or touch the animals or plants. This is an ecosystem that can be easily damaged by harmful human activity. By respecting this environment, we can ensure it continues to benefit the local area for years to come.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about the Tamsui River Mangrove Conservation Area. And this is something that you might have seen if you've ever taken the red line between Taipei and Tamsui. Because there is this mangrove forest, and these mangrove trees provide, some benefits. The mangrove trees help remove pollutants from the water. They help to stop flooding.And they also remove CO2 from the atmosphere.
That's right. So quite a lot of benefits, right? Okay, well, let's learn more. The Tamsui River Mangrove Conservation Area is roughly 76 hectares large. So we're talking about the word hectare here. So it's basically a measurement of an area of land that is equivalent to 10,000 square meters. So since 1986, it has been legally protected as a home for local nature. So people are becoming more aware that we need to protect this area, right?
Right, so we've been referring to this as a conservation area, and that's exactly what a conservation area is an area that's legally protected.
That's right.
So it's protected to be conserved, so it's to be kept as it is. It's a conservation area. Nowadays, the conservation area has not only a wealth of mangroves, but also a wide range of animals, such as oysters, mudskippers, and snipes. There are even over 30 species of crab.
That sounds actually quite fascinating. You know, it's a really cool place to check out, right? So if you really enjoy to be in the nature.
Yeah, you can see lots of animals.
Animals, yeah, exactly, and mangroves. Okay, so we're looking at this word here, nowadays, and that is an adverb. So basically, when you use this word, it just means at the present time. So for example, you could say, I used to stay up late every night, but nowadays, I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. And that's exactly what I do now.
Okay. So we said that there are over 30 species of crab. So a species is a group of organisms or living things that have shared characteristics and are able to make offspring. So we're able to reproduce, to
That's
make
right. Have
more,
babies.
Have babies, yes. So when we say that there are over 30 species of crabs, we mean 30 different types of crab. So another example, in the cave, scientists discovered a new species of bat.
Okay. And let's continue.
Although the forest is often flooded, raised platforms allow visitors to walk through it and experience this unique natural environment for themselves.
So you have never gone here before. You have never been here because I remember you said you rode your bike and then you saw it. But have you ever walked into this area?
So I've been to the entrance and I've walked in about 10 to 15 feet.
Oh, you have?
Into the mangrove forest, yeah. Because it's just right off the bike trail, so you can park your bike at the side and walk in. And I looked around a little bit.
Did you see a lot of animals?
No, but I did see mangroves.
Okay. Maybe you should have stayed a little bit longer. Okay, let's continue. However, visitors should make sure they don't litter or touch the animals or plants. This is an ecosystem that can be easily damaged by harmful human activity. And I think that's what happens when people say you really need to protect this environment. And by protecting it, we don't go and harm the animals or the plants that you see, right? You kind of just walk, take a nice nature walk, but don't touch anything. And don't litter, meaning throwing garbage in that area.
We say, don't leave anything behind, or as we can say, leave no trace, meaning you don't leave any sign that you were there because you don't want to affect the ecosystem.
Exactly.
By respecting this environment, we can ensure it continues to benefit the local area for years to come.
And I think it's our job to do that, right? Okay, and we're also looking at this word here, ecosystem. So an ecosystem is made up of all the living and non-living things in an area. So it includes all the plants, animals, and other living things that make up the community of life in an area. So it also includes materials, non-living materials as well. For example, like water, rocks, soil, and sand.
And I think you'll find lots of water, rocks, soil, and sand within the mangrove forest, as well as the living things like the mangroves, the crabs, the birds, and the fish that are there.
And we have to ensure that we do not hurt or harm this ecosystem. So to ensure, that is a verb. So basically, it just means to make sure, to be certain, or to be safe, to guarantee. For example, I will ensure we all get home safely. So that means I will make sure that we will all get home safely.
All right, so we have a what do you think question. So, do you prefer to spend your time in natural or urban environments?
Well, I think I enjoy urban environments, but when I'm on vacation, I definitely enjoy being in nature and enjoy the natural environment. How about you?
I prefer urban environments like cities and towns, and even when I travel, I most prefer to travel to other cities.
Because you can learn more about their history and the culture, right?
Yeah, I'm more interested in the people and the culture than I am in the animals and nature, I guess.
So everyone is different. But however, we should still do our best to protect our, mangrove conservation area. Okay, well, this is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our lesson, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
课文提到淡水河红树林自然保留区面积大约是76公顷，那这个保留区是在1986年划设的。那如今它不仅有丰富的红树林，还有牡蛎、弹涂鱼等等各式各样的动物，甚至还有超过30种的螃蟹。虽然这一片树林常常被洪水淹没，但是升高的平台让游客可以走过树林，亲身去体验这个独特的自然环境。那不过大家要记得，不能乱丢垃圾或者是去触摸动植物哦。我们透过尊重这样的环境，才能确保它在未来好几年还能够继续的造福当地。先补充一下文中的 hectare， 它是指公顷。那么 Karen 老师在讲解时，他用到 measurement， 在 measure 后面加上 ment， 构成这个名词，可以指测量或者是测量结果。再来看单字 nowadays， 它是副词，表示现今、如今。那么 species 或是念作 species， 它表示种、物种，要特别注意它的单复数同形。Matt 老师在讲解时，他有用到 reproduce， 在 produce 前面加上 re， 那这个动词表示繁殖、繁衍。老师还有提到 offspring，offspring， offspring 表示后代、子嗣。好，下一个单字 ensure， 它表示确保、保证，是个动词。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来学习 not only A but also B， 表示不仅怎么样，而且怎么样。注意 A、B 的词性必须相同。那如果是动词的话，时态必须一致哦。例如 ，The cake not only looked lovely but also tasted delicious。那个蛋糕不仅外观可爱精致，而且很好吃。那我们看到我们这边连接的是 looked 跟 tasted 都是过去式动词。另外 not only A but also B 用来当主词的话，动词就要搭配最靠近的 B。举例来说 ，Not only Pam but also her sisters like to go shopping。不止 Pam， 还有她的姐妹们也都喜欢逛街。那句子里面的动词 like 是配合最靠近的主词 her sisters， 所以是用 like 而不是用单数的 likes。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
If you have ever traveled on the red MRT line between Taipei and Danshui, you may have looked out the window and seen trees growing along the nearest bank of the river. Unlike trees in other forests, these seem to be growing out of the water itself. That's because they are mangroves, special trees that often grow in areas where rivers and seas mix together. These mangroves provide useful benefits, such as protection against flooding. They also remove pollutants from nearby water and capture CO2 from the atmosphere. The Danshui River Mangrove Conservation Area is roughly 76 hectares large. Since 1986, it has been legally protected as a home for local nature. Nowadays, the conservation area has not only a wealth of mangroves, but also a wide range of animals, such as oysters, mudskippers, and snipes. There are even over 30 species of crab. Although the forest is often flooded, raised platforms allow visitors to walk through it and experience this unique natural environment for themselves. However, visitors should make sure they don't litter or touch the animals or plants. This is an ecosystem that can be easily damaged by harmful human activity. By respecting this environment, we can ensure it continues to benefit the local area for years to come.
Today, we are going to visit Banli Beach. All right, let's talk about this word beach. So sometimes a lot of people that I know who aren't native English speakers have trouble with words like beach. So the best way to pronounce this word is to make sure you let that vowel sound come out. A vowel is A-E-I-O-U. In this situation, it's the E sound, beach. So say E first, then add B, and then add beach. Okay, so make sure you don't lose that vowel sound once you add the CH. This is also in teach, reach, and other words that are very similar. All right, let's check out the video. Banli Beach is a long beach on Beigan Island. The beach is located behind the Beigan Visitor Center. Unlike the rest of Mazu, Banli Beach has soft sand and a bright white color. The beach used to have landmines to protect the island, but they have all been cleared away. Be sure to visit Tianhou Temple near the beach. Take a relaxing walk along Mazu's Banli Beach. So next time you're looking to have a relaxing getaway from your busy schedule, Banli Beach is definitely a place that I would recommend you visit. We'll see you there.